just the matchup and the magnitude of it, but trying to treat it like another game. Can you just kind of touch on that whole thought?
Yeah, this is going to be a big game. It's our second conference game. It's going to be our first conference road game. So a lot of our young guys are going to get a different experience out there. They're used to playing at home and having that home schedule and being comfortable with the environment. So for a lot of our young guys who are going on the road in the conference for the first time, I'm anxious to see how they will respond. But it's a little bit different mindset than it was last year. Last year we kind of had our backs against the wall. We were about 500 going in there trying to make the playoffs, and we really had our backs against the wall. This year, same story for North Dakota State. I think they've gone nothing but wins the entire season, and I think that's a tribute to how well they've prepared in the off season. But we're kind of at that same level this year. We had a good off season and a good start to the season.
Do you think you're going to see a team that maybe has a chip on the shoulder because you put that only blemish on their record last year?
I think so, and I think that's in the back of their minds. Obviously, they were the national champions last year, but they understand probably the heartbreak that they felt at home in front of their fans, and I believe it was homecoming last year, and there's some extra stakes that were taken away from them last year, and we went into their house and did that, and they definitely are going to remember that.
Kurt, their season is sold out. Can you just talk about the environment that you guys will face?
It's a fun environment. Like Jermaine said, it's hostile. The student section is going to be right behind our bench. They're going to be yelling at us, and if somebody makes a mistake or somebody is going out there and making a play, they're going to get on you, they're going to hassle you and get after you. You just have to tune it out. Realize that the people that matter are the guys on the sidelines with you and your teammates, and just tune it out to the best of your ability.
From a scheme standpoint, defensively, can you kind of break down what they do and what's more important for you guys to execute versus, you know, against other opponents?
They twist up front a little bit. I know that they've played some zone coverage in the past. Last year they played some Tampa 2 deep safety coverage. They're going to give us some blitzes that we have not seen as of late, but we have seen before. So offensive line, I know they're confident in picking up some of their stunts and their blitzes because we've seen all that in the last couple of years. But we really just need to go out there and battle in the trenches and get that push up front and get our running game going, get Jermaine and Torian the ball and get that push going and maybe open up some pass later.
How much does that continuity on the offensive line matter in games like this when you have a front four, you know, that they have?
I think it's huge, and I think the biggest thing is that they communicate well with each other, passing calls down the line and making sure they're loud enough with their calls, especially in a road game like this, and just seeing some of the looks that we've seen in the past and knowing that we've picked it up and knowing that we've been able to adjust in the middle of the game if we see something new. So I think the continuity definitely helps up front.
Having the bye week, again, right before the biggest game of the season, how much did that help you in terms of that extra week of preparation?
I think it's huge, and just refocusing and regrouping and getting some of our guys who are banged up healthy. It's definitely refreshing for some guys who have these small bruises and small things bothering them to get in the ice tubs extra and get some extra training room time, and it really has helped, but it's game week now, and we got to get focused.
Is this your favorite road trip, or do you have another one that you like better?
This is a fun one. We stayed in a nice hotel last year, I remember that, and we have some good memories here in Fargo, but as far as the other road trips in the conference, probably 2 years ago, the ones we're playing this year, so I'm not really sure. Fargo's a fun one, though.
Can you touch on travel and then the advantages or positives that you guys do take out of being together, and does it help with focus, or can you just touch on that?
Yeah, there's really no distractions. You really have nothing else to do. Everything that you do is in the hotel. You have walkthroughs and time with your teammates and time with your coaches to spend on maybe some questions that you might have, and time to just hang out and sit back. But the biggest thing is just to not peak too early, not get too amped up or too excited about the game 24 hours before the game. That's not going to do you any good. But there's definitely a lot of downtime where you can visualize yourself making plays, visualize yourself doing the right things and making the right reads, and I think that really helps in terms of focusing.
You touched on it earlier. You said that last year, you know, the blemish on their record, the loss. What does it do for your confidence knowing that you beat them there already last year, and then also that you were able to beat a team like Pitt this year going there now? What's the difference between this year and last year, the level of confidence you guys are going in with?
We definitely have more confidence as a football team and confidence playing together. Last year we were still trying to find our identity and work some things out, and we were kind of hitting and missing on some big things, and this year we've been able to gel, and we've been able to have that extra year or two to become a football team. And I think we're learning how to play with each other. We're learning how to play with the coaches and adjust in games, and this is really helping us being a better football team and having that experience of last year.
Do you feel like you found your identity?
I think so. And there are some times where we need to look back and look at ourselves and say, hey, we can't be doing this. This isn't who we are. But as a football team, we really have found an identity, and we're a tough physical football team that's going to go out and be sound in the schematic part of the game. But we're going to make some big plays, and we have some big time players.